So today we are going to do a foundation declutter. We're sitting on this side of the room right now because I'm going to bring you down on the floor and show you all of my foundations. We have a lot to go through and I think I'm going to declutter quite a lot. So let's get started. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me. I'm using one of those microphones that's attached to my chest. So let's get through this foundations. So this is all we have to go through. So let me take them out here and then I'm going to show you what I have and what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to declutter. Okay, so let's get started with the glass foundations, and we're gonna keep the ones in tubes afterwards. So let's see what we're gonna keep. So we're gonna put the declutters in this basket and I'll show you at the end what I declutter. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the top row. Now this top row was all of the foundations that I had on my vanity for this month. I have to do a shop my stash. So I have the Makeup by Mario in the shade 3W. This is a beautiful foundation and I'm definitely going to keep this one. I love it. So we're gonna put it back in its basket here. Now this is a new Revlon foundation from the drugstore. It's a Illuminance foundation. I got mine in the shade 117 and I love this. If you have dry skin, this is a beautiful foundation. You can't go wrong with this. So I'm keeping this one as well. This is the YSL Touche Eclat foundation in the shade B20. Oh, I love this foundation as well. It does look a little bit darker, but once you spread it on your face, it does actually kind of match with your skin tone and it doesn't appear as dark as it is in the container or in the glass. My Rose Ink Skin Enhance Luminous Tinted Serum. You can see how much I love this. This is more of a fussy foundation or tinted serum. Not a lot of people love this one because it's harder to work with, so it's very tricky. You have to actually put it on your hand and then with a brush you have to pop those little pearls and bubbles and then slightly dab it into your skin on your face and then it will work really nice. Yeah, you don't want to put this on your face, use a sponge and then work it off your face. You want to work it off of your hand and that will work. That will look really, really nice. So it's a keeper. Okay, then we have the Laura Mercier. This is in the shade 1 and 2 Vanille. Definitely keeping this one. It's a beautiful, nice, soft, lightweight foundation. And I have the Lost in Ciel by Guerlain. I have two shades. Right now I have the 00W and 01W. Both of this work great for my skin tone. One is a little bit darker and one is lighter, but transferred on the face, they look the same. You can barely tell the difference. So I'm keeping both of this as well. So this can go back in here. Okay, so let's move to the second row. I'm keeping most of this, I believe. So this is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 2. So pretty, it's beautiful, enough luminosity to the skin. It's so beautiful and luxury. I'm definitely keeping it. My Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is in the shade 2 Neutral. I love this. It's more of a full coverage foundation, so a little bit goes a long way. Just like the Lost in Ciel by Guerlain. Just put a little bit and work like that. Now the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. I don't see the number on it anymore, but I usually have it linked in any of my other videos where I use it. I think it's 1N or 2N. I'm fair skin with neutral undertones, so that's how I picked this one up. This is a beautiful foundation. It is not as glowy as it says, so keep that in mind. If you don't want a glowy foundation, this is not super glowy. A little bit goes a long way. Again, not my top favorite. I still have to try it out, but I'm still keeping it. It's by Dior, and I love all of my other Dior products. This is a beautiful one, a Clinique Even Better Glow Light Reflecting Makeup Foundation. It has SPF 15, and this is so pretty on the skin. It gives you that nice glass skin effect. I have a video using this, how I achieved that nice glass skin, so definitely keeping this one. Okay, so this is the KVD Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm in Light 008. I actually love this. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that NARS concealer, the potted concealer. It has the same consistency. It looks exactly the same. Just dot a couple dots on your skin, on your face, and spread it, and it's going to look beautiful. So I'm actually loving this. Even though I have dry skin, I actually love this. This is more like a balm. Now this is the Rare Beauty in the shade 170W. This is the first foundation Rare Beauty came out with. It's more of a silky foundation. You have to shake it. I'm still keeping it because I love my Rare Beauty products, and whenever I want to do a full face of Rare Beauty, this is the only foundation I have currently, so I'm keeping this one. Here's a very beautiful one, the Shiseido Synchro Skin Glow Luminous Foundation. This is in the shade Neutral 3. I love this foundation. It's really pretty. It's kind of like a medium coverage. You can build it up, and it has a very nice glow to the skin. So definitely keeping that. Let's move on to Boom X Satin Foundation SPF 50. My friend has this company and this brand, and I love it. It's really, really pretty. It still smells nice, and it has SPF in it, and it does look a little bit dark in here, but just like the other Yves Saint Laurent foundation, it actually blends really nicely into the skin. So I'm keeping this one. So thankful for her to send that to me. Let's move on to another beautiful skin tint. This is the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint in the shade Light 4. Such a beautiful product. You can't go wrong with this. It's very hydrating, and it feels very nice and glowy, but not too glowy on the skin. It provides a nice amount of coverage. You can build it up. Love the bottle and the packaging, so definitely keeping this one. I know we haven't decluttered much, but don't worry, we're gonna get there. Okay, my MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body Radiant Sheer Foundation. Oh my goodness, definitely keeping this one. It's so pretty. Now this one you have to use your hands. I found that the best way to apply this is with your fingers, and then you can use a brush or a sponge to blend it in. This is so pretty. I love this one, so I'm keeping this one for sure. This is, did I say the shade? This is in the shade C1, if in case you're wondering. Okay, let's move on to LYS Triple Fix Foundation. This is in the shade LN6. I love this one as well. I don't like the cap. For some reason, it became quite loose. I'm not sure why. I love the product, and I got a darker shade than this as well, which I gave to my daughter. I bought it for whenever I tan, but I don't tan much, and I didn't want it to go to waste. And she has a little bit more of a deeper skin tone, so I gave that to her. Great foundation. NARS. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Yukon. I love this formula. It's really pretty. I think the mistake I did is I went with more of a pink undertone instead of a neutral undertone. When I bought this, I don't know what I was thinking. That's the problem with this one. That's the only issue I have. And I really want to pick one up in a neutral undertone, but so far I have enough foundation, so I'm still going to use this. I'm keeping this one. Okay, let's see. I have my Pat McGrath Labs skin fetish foundation. This was expensive. I wouldn't even care how this would work. I would use it, but it works wonderful. This is in the shade Light 3, so definitely keeping this because it's a beautiful foundation. Not just the price, but also the formula is just beautiful. It's very nice on the skin. It provides a little bit of hydration, not too much glow, very satin finish. It's buildable, it's medium coverage. I love it. Oh, the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I got mine in the shade 1N06. Definitely keeping this one. It's a beautiful foundation. Love the packaging. So, keeping this one. Okay, the Sephora Best Skin Ever Foundation. This is in the shade 04N. It's pretty light. It looks pretty light, but when I apply it on the face, for some reason, it just gives you the best skin ever. I don't know what's inside of this, but I really truly love it. When you first apply it, you're like, you kind of have second thoughts, but then afterwards, I've noticed that it's just kind of meshes with your skin and it melts beautiful into your skin. I might want to pick up a different shade as this appears a little bit too light, but it still works really good with my skin tone, so I'm keeping it. Okay, so let's talk about the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Lasts for 24 hours. Mattifying, a second skin effect. This is in the shade 002 Porcelain Beige. I've never used this since we talked about my last foundations, Declutter. So therefore, I'm going to declutter this. I don't think it's great for dry skin. To me, I don't really like it. I find it very caking. So if you have dry skin, I don't know what you think about it. My thoughts are not very impressive about this foundation. So I'm going to declutter this one. Okay, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is the dewy one. This is in the shade Soft Ivory. This is a beautiful foundation. Nothing wrong with it. I've had it for a while, but I don't like the packaging. It has this petal, like one of those, I don't know, kayak pedals. So I don't like it. I like the rest of the packaging except the top. So I'm gonna declutter this one. I haven't used it in a while. I'm gonna put in my declutter box and see what my daughter wants and fits her, and she can take whatever she likes. No, the Rimmel Match Perfection Foundation. This is in 081 Fair Ivory. I'm going to declutter this one as well. I haven't used it. It's not a bad foundation. I just never gravitate towards it anymore. I have enough of other foundations that I really like, so I'm gonna declutter this one. Okay, we have L'Oreal. Okay, we have 3 by L'Oreal. This is gonna be hard. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. I think I'm going to declutter this one as well. This is in the shade 2.5N. I have a review on this. It's a beautiful foundation. I love it. I just haven't used it in a while because I just have so many other foundations. So I think I'm gonna declutter this one. Same with this one, the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I've used it a lot. It feels quite light. I think I'm gonna chuck this one. It's old, and this is in the shade 410 Ivory. So I'm gonna chuck this one in the garbage for sure. This is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. This I'm not going to declutter. I'm gonna keep. This is the 2.2-3 light shade, and I bought this pump from Amazon and I love it. It works so much better than the pipette that it comes with, so I'm definitely going to keep this one. This is a beautiful foundation. Okay, now we have the Revlon Age Defying 3X Foundation. Beautiful foundation, nothing's wrong with it. I have a full review on it so you guys can see how beautiful it looks on the skin. But because of the amount of other foundations I love, I have to declutter this and put it in the box and see if my daughter wants it. Oh, here's another one. Revlon Color Stay Makeup Foundation, normal to dry skin, in the shade 110 Ivory. This is quite old. I think the shade is too light for me at the moment, and I'm going to chuck this in the garbage for sure. Declutter. Oh, I love Milani. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this one. This is a medium to full coverage. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation 2-in-1 in the shade 00B Light. I don't know what to do about this one. Okay, let me put it in a maybe pile, and then I'll come back and see if I'm going to declutter it or keep it. And this is the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation with Hyaluron and Aloe Vera. I'm going to declutter this one as well. I just haven't used it, so I'm going to put it in my declutter pile. Okay, now we have the tubing foundation. So let's see if we're going to declutter anything from here. So I'm going to put them on the carpet and have a look. Okay, so here are the tubing ones. L'Oreal 24-Hour Foundation Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 201. I think they discontinued this one. However, this is such a beautiful foundation. Ooh, I don't know what to do. Do I need it? Do I need it? Maybe I'll keep it because it's just easy to travel with and I can just wear it daily. So I'm gonna keep this one. This is a keeper. Now this is the e.l.f. SPF 20 Sunscreen Foundation. I think I'm gonna declutter this one. I had it for a while. I've used quite a bit, but I haven't used it in a while, so I'm gonna put it in my declutter pile. The NYX Born to Glow Natural Radiant Foundation. This has to stay with me. I love my high-end foundations, but there's just a couple of drugstore that I have to keep. And this is in the shade Light Ivory. I'm keeping this one. It's so beautiful and glowy. The CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Foundation. I love the packaging. This is in the shade 530 Fair Light. I think I'm going to declutter this one. I didn't think anything's wrong with it. However, I haven't used it in a while, so I'm going to put it in my declutter pile. Oh, you guys, you have to see Kona. I'm going to just videotape her because look at Kona just sitting there watching me. Isn't she pretty? Oh, she's like, Mommy, you're taping. Yes, I am, sweetheart. And she's just relaxing there looking at me. So now that you guys saw Kona, this is the Cool Beauty Liquid Foundation 8-Hour Wear. Beautiful foundation for all my Canadians. This foundation is amazing. So this is a keeper. This is in the shade Vanilla C3. So I'm keeping this one. And I'm keeping my L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. Beautiful foundation. You can't go wrong with this. Perfect for aging skin and perfect for young skin. I love this one. And this is in the shade Ivory 10. Okay, let's move on to this pile from more high-end foundation. My Fenty Beauty. Ooh, I love this ones. They're so good. I got a light shade, which is 100. And then I went and I picked up 150 because I think this is sometimes it's too light, but I still want to use it because it's such a beautiful, glowy looking, very natural foundation. And I love the packaging. You can travel with this. So beautiful. So I'm keeping this one. I'm keeping my IT CC Plus Color Correcting. This was perfect for my Hawaii trip. This is a great CC cream. This is in the shade Fair Light. My mom bought this when I first started my YouTube channel, and I love it, especially when I go on tropical vacations. This has so much SPF in it, 50 on top of your regular SPF. You will be protected from the sun, and it's actually great in humidity if you have dry skin. So I'm keeping it. I'm keeping my Fenty Beauty. This is the Ease Drops in the shade 2. I love this one for those no makeup days, more natural looks. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping my Beautiful Skin by Charlotte Tilbury. You can see how much I've used. This is in the shade 2 Neutral. It's a beautiful foundation if you have dry skin as well, and a little bit goes a long way. I'm keeping my Merit Foundation Stick. This is the You can use this as a concealer or as a foundation. I love this. Merit was kind enough to send this to me and gift me this product. This is in the shade Silk. Beautiful foundation. Expensive for the amount you get, but I'm grateful I have it. Okay, this is the Sephora S Clean Glowing Skin Foundation. I've used this once. I found this is in the shade 1. I found it at TJ Maxx / Winners. I don't know, it was okay when I wore it, but I haven't worn it that much. I think I'm gonna keep it for now and give it a more chance, because I love it. It's so small and cute, and it's good for traveling as well, so I'm keeping it. And my Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. This is in the shade 20 Fair. I'm keeping this one. This everybody went crazy about when it first came out, so I wanted to try it. Again, I love the packaging. I love this type of packaging more than the glass ones, so I'm keeping this one. And then my Say Slip Tint Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade 3. It's a little bit more thicker, so it's like a thicker moisturizer. I really love it, so I'm keeping this one. Okay, so we did some damage here. Now let me bring back what we're keeping here. We're still keeping a lot. My goodness, I don't know, but I cannot part away from all of this. This is what I'm keeping. And I think I'm gonna part from the Milani one. I'm gonna put this, chuck it away, because we have enough here. And then here is what we are decluttering. So let me take this out and see how many pieces we're decluttering here. Okay, so we are decluttering 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're decluttering 11 foundations. I think we did pretty good. We're gonna see next time if there's anything else I need to declutter, but I really love my high-end foundations a lot, and a couple of my drugstore ones. And yeah, I will have to do switch again and rotate on my desk and use different foundations than the ones I currently have. So let's go ahead and put all this back into the drawer here. Okay, so my goal is to fit everything on this side here. We had a ton of foundations there too, but I want to fit them all here. So let's see if we can do that now. So we're able to fit everything in this on this side here. And then I also have this ones, and this ones will stay on my vanity. And then when we do a switch each month, we're gonna put this back and pick up other 5, 6 foundations. And I guess next we're gonna do maybe primers or concealers. We have to declutter a lot of concealers as well. But yeah, I think the foundation looked good, and we still have lots of space in the back here if we need to buy more. If not, we're gonna have to declutter more, but I think we did good. 11 foundations declutter is pretty good. So I think we did pretty good. We decluttered 11 foundations. I'm excited. So stay tuned, because we're going to do a huge declutter with all of my concealers. I hope you guys really enjoyed this declutter. That's it for me today. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.